Okay, cool. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Son Nguyen, and it's been a long time since I've done a video, but that is going to be changing. I should have probably put in the title like a little announcement or whatever, but I am coming back. I might change this now. I'll just make a different video afterwards, but long story short, I'm back, and if everyone is curious to know what's been going on in my life, where have I been, how are things, what kind of mental, emotional space am I in, was I in, things like that, I'll be giving a really big update onto the channel as for how my life has gone. But I'm pretty excited for this new chapter in my life. But anyways, this is the energy reading for Gemini season. So Gemini season started like 2 weeks ago now, May 20th, 22nd. Today is June 7th. So we have a few more weeks of Gemini season left. The Chariot comes out. But yeah, it's been a pretty rocky season. For those of you wondering why is the energy so turbulent? For one thing, Gemini energy is very like spontaneous and curious. So there's already a lot of thoughts and ideas that like get like popping up in your headspace. But it's also a Mercury retrograde season at this time as well. This year, we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde in every single air season. So in January, around January, during Aquarius season, January, February, we had a Mercury retrograde. Gemini season, we have another one right now. And later this year, during Libra season, we are going to have our final Mercury retrograde of the year. So be prepared for that one as well. For those of you curious about how Mercury retrogrades go, basically there's three. I'm pretty sure about 3 a year. I don't know if somehow like with the cycles we can like get like 4 in a year or something. Like if there's like, you know, with the lunar cycles or something. Well, I guess it wouldn't be lunar. It would be with Mercury's cycles with movements to the Earth. But you all get what I'm talking about. Like how it's all like interesting because things are like elliptical, not like perfectly circular, but like that weird like whoa. But anyways, I guess like yeah, those are tangents, but they're like relevant tangents. But okay. But yeah, there's 3 a year, and typically the first one is usually pretty rocky. And then the second one is like, oh yeah, this is definitely still rocky. And then the third one, you're like, okay, I've been through this twice this year. And it's like usually like better. Usually the third Mercury retrograde of the year is a lot easier to deal with. So we've got the Chariot. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So this is major energy. What we can expect out of Gemini season is for things to move forward when it comes to your long-term plans, when it comes to long-term commitments. And this might mean leaving certain things behind. I just say that not only because of my own personal experience with what's going on, but with the Chariot being about when you move forward, things get left behind. And to me, what I'm getting for why the card has the Chariot stationary is because this person's hesitant on moving forward because they know it'll be leaving this part behind, this part of their journey. So that's what I'm getting. If you don't resonate with that, that's okay. You can just take that things are moving forward for you when it comes to your long-term plans, when you're with your long-term commitments. Now, with that exact combination, it could be certain long-term commitments that are coming to a close, since 10 is about an end of a cycle and the Chariot's about moving forward. And from what I'm getting, like kind of leaving some things behind. But we can clarify to see more of what this energy is really talking about. and I'm doing a live stream of this. I put it set to unlisted because sometimes when I do a public one and people enter the chat, I get very distracted. But I will live stream more publicly to like chat with everybody. Okay, cool. We've got the world, which is about cycles coming to a completion. So that goes a lot with what I was talking about with 10 being about the end of a cycle. So this seems to be about things coming full circle and stuff you knew for a lot of the time, maybe through the whole time, maybe some toxic things or tendencies or red flags about this long-term commitment or about your situation. The commitment could be your living situation. You have a long-term commitment to wherever you're usually living because it's where you live. It's your environment. Typically in a home environment, there's not really a foreseeable like way out sometimes, especially a toxic one. So yeah, there could be that going on pretty much this time of your life. If there's any long-term commitments that you're stuck in, that you've been stuck in, it's coming full circle and you are getting out of it pretty much. You're moving forward, working towards it, preparing to do it. So it might be maybe like in another year when you officially are completely out of all of these like long-term physical things that don't serve you, whether it's your home, your relationship, multiple relationships, I don't know, the food that you have, the resources, the products that you bring into the home environment that you use, like healthcare products, like your resources to healthcare overall, you know, physical activities that you are able to do in your environment, you know, all these things you're going to be able to take out the old and bring in the new, so to speak. So a lot of changes. I have missed doing readings. The last time I did a reading was the Taurus season reading, so I do have a personal reading coming up that I need to do. Okay. We've got the Four of Pentacles, so I'm getting this as current energy. So what we just did was kind of like the longevity of Gemini season, what to expect through the remainder of the season. So now we're focusing on like, where are you right now? You know, that's great. That's where it's going. I'm sure you're well aware by this point. A lot of you are, since we are already a couple weeks in the Gemini season. I feel late to doing this reading, though I feel like it wouldn't have mattered due to how chaotic and rocky things went. I know that's how it is for me anyways. I feel like even if I read a lot of readings online or whatever about how intense things are going to get, I wouldn't truly believe how terrible it might feel until it like just happened, which it did. But if that doesn't resonate with you guys out there, don't worry about that. That's great. But yeah, things were turbulent to say the least. And yeah, I'm taking some time and I'm changing that. I have so much venting I want to do, but I'm not going to. I want to focus on this reading. So yeah, currently you might be holding on to some stuff, to baggage, basically. That's completely understandable. This is a lot. Like, why would someone expect you to magically let go all of a sudden of all of this stuff when so much was put on you, so much longevity and commitment, you know? I'll just go with the example that I know since it's basically my experience, but like what it could be for some of you out there. But if it's not, take this message how it applies to you. But for me, what this is all about for one thing, is a relationship. Knowing that someone doesn't put in nearly as much effort as you do, and you go into it anyways, and now suddenly that things are coming apart because, again, the other person or yourself, however this message applies to you, or both, if it feels more mutual for some of you out there, that's a much more balanced scenario. And in that kind of scenario, I see why these tens and endings to cycle numbers are coming through, because it's like you could have an ending and then a new beginning with such person, if that's what resonates for you out there. But yeah, a lot of you knew that you were taking on way more of the responsibility in the commitment in the relationship in my scenario, but in your scenario, it could be a job, it could be your home environment. You've been doing all of the chores on the chore wheel. Maybe there is no chore wheel and everyone just expects you to do it. That could apply to a lot of kids out there. If you still live with your parents, I don't care if you're 25 or if you're 40, if you have to live with your parents at the time, you're you will always be their kid, no matter how much they disagree with that. But just another opinion of mine. But anyways, it doesn't have to be that you live with your parents. Even you could just live with coworkers or roommates. Is what I meant to say, and they can all just somehow magically expect you to do all the cleaning or to get everything like paid for or whatever it may be. All this expectation and pressure, and suddenly, once you've made it clear that that you've moved on from this kind of old energy. Now I'm speaking past, since this is what happened the last 2 weeks. Since you've moved on, maybe the situation that you were in, that's so stable in being the way that it's always been, did not change with you, did not change with the times of the world. And so then, therefore, they didn't like that. They didn't like you speaking up for yourself more. They didn't like your positive changes that you made in your life. And they possibly wanted to tear you down and basically say, hey, you're either going to be the way you always were in this scenario, like you promised, or this scenario is not going to exist. Pretty much like maybe there wasn't any compromise when it comes to the connection or the commitment that you were in. Maybe at work they gave you so many hours and you spoke up about how that was unfair, or they didn't give you enough. You spoke up and then you got wronged for it or something. They didn't like that, and then like boom, you got fired, or like whatever. It could be whatever scenario. Just my point is, this could be a lot of things. But the point is that I wouldn't put it against you. I will empathize with those of you out there who are having a tough time letting this go, that are frustrated, that you're like, I'm not going to budge in this situation. I feel like the reason is because you know that this is ridiculous. You know that where you're at with the understanding of it, given that this is literally your energy, major energy that's very much been about moving forward. And with these 3 cards, this is the past, present, and then the future of Gemini season. So this was the last 2 weeks of Gemini season. This is like what you're focused about right now in Gemini season. And then this is like where it's all going towards the end of Gemini season. Past, present, future. So it's not your energy. You brought forward change. That's what you brought to the table. And the table didn't like that, It sounds like those annoying, like, cliques at school when it's like when you don't fit in, they kick you out of the clique, or they suddenly just start drifting apart from you. And, like, radio silence, you get ghosted, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I'm getting 4 of Pentacles. Like, you're kind of just holding on to what you know. Like, you're like, yeah, no, I wasn't expecting this entire commitment to fall apart. So I'm going to hold on to whatever I can. See, literally, you're holding on to just one of the 10 coins. And then the other 3, like, you feel like you're balancing them. And if you move, they're just going to fall. And you're like, I've already lost 6 other coins. How much more can I lose? And if you stood up, you would see this one fall. And you'd be like, there's another one. And like, but at the end of the day, even if you get up and you lose all these coins, you will always have yourself. You will always have that one coin, that one seed of hope that you know what you're going for in life. You know what you're looking for, and you know it exists. You know it. It might be a lot of people ridiculing you, telling you it doesn't exist, or showing you that it doesn't exist, because the fact that the 9 other pentacles fell off the map is proof that it didn't exist from them, but it always exists within you. And maybe the reason they all fell apart was because they weren't a real part of your 10 of Pentacles. They might have had you going through some mind game, through some manipulation pretty much, or deception or gaslighting, to try and pretty much steer you off course and convince you that they were all of the coins, that you don't need anything else now. You have everything you need from this person or this scenario or this job and this job person scenario alone. It's one person alone. This is all you need. Anyone like that, that's a big red flag. Or any situation like that, that's a huge dependency that they're expecting to create, which honestly is their own dependency on you. Especially when you're like, I'm not going for that, but hey, if you're helping out, okay, I'll go with it. Like, maybe some of you, like, I was definitely like, okay, well, they insist that they care. They insist that they're doing this from the bottom of their heart. But when those coins come toppling down, simply because you brought forward some real changes and concerns that you wanted, changes that you wanted made, and concerns that you genuinely had or have, that shouldn't have been a reason for them to suddenly, or the scenario to suddenly just uproot you and like cast you out, So, woo! So yeah, now I'm getting that now that you feel like you whoosh, the universe or life just threw you away, so to speak. It may feel like that, but you'll see in probably a really short amount of time that spiritually, that on your journey, you are going somewhere exciting. That this scenario that made you feel like this, that gave you so much support, like temporary support, pretty much, an illusion of support that's gone now. It wasn't real support then, was it? And you're gonna go find that. You're literally on the journey to finding it. I wouldn't be surprised if the next card that came out was like the 10 of Cups or like an Earth card. It could be any other card too, but I feel like there's gonna be a very a fitting card that goes with this Page of Wands, and it's the 6 of Pentacles. It wasn't balanced. It wasn't fair. I meant to just pull this card up, but like I was kind of dropping it, so to catch it, I had to hold it upside down. But yeah, you're going out there seeking something fair out of life. Like, the reason you're in this soul-searching mode now, aside from it being Gemini season, you being curious to find more in life, and it's like all you can do to remain afloat, to hold on to what you believe in, that you believe in real commitments, or you want to believe in real commitments. So you're going to go look for that. It can be inside of yourself, because fire is very spiritual. It's about finding your inner flame. It's about something was off balance. So find balance inside of yourself and know that you're definitely right. And like, I don't know everyone out there, so it's like maybe the scenario is not so like, you know, one-sided or whatever. But for a lot of you, I would say, yeah, you're definitely right. A lot of you are very spiritual, are already, the fact that you're here listening is you're very into readings, so you're into spirituality and genuinely just wanting to know out of curiosity and out of like you know, that we're here on earth. We just want to know what's going on. You know, a lot of us, every one of us, in a sense, we kind of don't know what's going on being here on this earth. We have a lot of basically theories, we have a lot of beliefs, and some of us might hold those beliefs more strongly because we just know or something. But everybody gets doubts. Everybody has moments of feeling really down, of like a feeling like straight up manipulated. I think it's a good thing because not getting manipulated, but doubts in a way because you're questioning things. You question if this is right. You question if this is fair. And when it doesn't feel fair, and when it doesn't look fair, and when it doesn't like when it just isn't fair. It just isn't. Like every way you look at it. Believe in yourself. Don't get gaslit into thinking that you're the unfair one here or that you deserve unfair situations to happen in your life. You know. So, yeah, you're definitely off on your journey now. So if you feel like you've lost a lot of your support, you're about to find things in this world that are like really fair for you, pretty much, that are going to give you much, much more. It's probably going to give you more finances, more stability, more power to you about what you can do with your finances, with your life, with your physical energy, with your time and energy. What you can do now with your day-to-day life is more free now with the Page of Wands and as well as the Six of Pentacles. Like, so, yeah. And I want to look at the karma playing out between you and between the situation. So this is a lot of your energy. Let's just kind of see karmically where, you know, what plays out for you when it comes to this connection. For those of you that this is about like a betrayal in a commitment of some sort, it could be one person, it could be a clique, like a group of people, it could be your job, whatever it is that any of you might have felt any betrayal with. And for those of you listening, if you didn't experience any of that because your life is just already full of real support and like right now things are just rocky and certain stuff is just coming down, which is like just old energy, then like you can disregard most of this reading and you're probably just taking that a lot of this is just you already are understanding that the old energy doesn't serve you and that this whole season might somehow have been feeling more like a relief for you and maybe a little more uplifting and fun. But yeah, for those of you that it's more like what I've been talking about for the last 20-ish minutes about like pretty much a betrayal, something that really hurt you, this losing your support that told you it was support, that it was going to be there for you always, and now it's not. Like, for those of you in this boat, I feel like you want to know how things get to play out with you and with the person or the situation or the people that hurt you. And it's not like, I mean, maybe someone out there, but I don't abide by this. But for me, it's not like we wish ill on anyone really. But you could sometimes be so hurt that it just doesn't feel right for things to just play out wonderfully for people who just straight up hurt you, manipulated you, abused you. We see too many examples of abusive, controlling people or organizations in the world that get away with it and get rewarded for it. But we know deep down that this is probably not actually the case. A lot of those people end up being a little miserable inside since they're very superficial and all they care about is money, about themselves, and they don't care how many wars happen or whatever, you know, specifically government institutions. But yeah, let's see where you end up karmically when it comes to this connection. We'll see with the connection itself, like your status with it. We get the Judgment card. Wow. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Hermit card. So this is basically saying a lot of you feel like you didn't get to speak your truth to the scenario, that they saw it coming because this person or situation knows you really well, because as a commitment, you opened up and you showed them honesty. You showed them who you really are as a person, that you confront things, that you're a strong, courageous person that doesn't back down from speaking your truth. So I feel like in your scenario, you wanted to cast judgment and let your opinion be known, for them to know what is on your mind. A real conversation, a real confrontation, you know? The Hermit card, you know, but you didn't get that perhaps. They probably made sure of that to figure out a way to not get like a scenario where you got to self-empower and to grow as a thinker and as a speaker. They took that perhaps away from you, or that chance might be how it feels. But knowing that the first card we get is a Judgment card is like genuinely, I really believe you're going to get that time to shine. You're going to get to speak your truth, whether it be directly to them or like in this scenario of what I'm doing right now, a very clear reading that shows very clearly, here's the scenario, what you want, a not personal situation of how I feel, of what my thoughts. Those of you listening, you're like, yeah, it sounds so much he's definitely talking to this person right now. Because let's be honest, there's a really high chance that these people do still stick around and watch your content. For those of you who this person cast you out, make you feel like you're nothing, make you feel like they don't care about you at all, they've blocked you, ignored you, won't respond to you for days, for weeks, however long it's been. For those, some of you, it could be years. This could be about a number of people now, right? There is a good number of these people that probably still linger around. And yeah, the most recent relevant one for me, there's a real good chance that he's going to watch this because I know this person. But anyways, I guess these people, they feel somehow less attacked when they get an unbiased, non-personal view, aka if you go and like talk about it publicly but not to them, suddenly they're gonna go listen and what's going on, wait, what are they saying about me, wait, what are they gonna tell everyone, like suddenly they care. They didn't care what you think to them or what you say to them, but suddenly they care about what you're gonna tell people or what you're gonna announce out publicly. It's ridiculous. But anyways, and the Nine of Swords. So yeah, I can see a lot of you listening, you have a lot of fears about this. You have fears that your thoughts and your words and your beliefs and what you believe is right and what you believe should happen on basically Judgment Day, if you were to cast judgment onto what should happen, a lot of you are afraid that what you believe is justice and what you believe should happen is somehow wrong. You're afraid that what you think should be right is wrong because the scenario with this connection, with this karmic thing, had been convincing you that, has been trying to. This is literally someone trying to instill fear into you that you're wrong about what you know is right. They're putting it up out into the world in every way possible to make it appear that you are right or that you are wrong and that they are right. You know, this whole gaslight manipulation thing. And whether that's people's intentions or not, you know, like, it doesn't really matter if that's how they're making you feel, right? Some of you wondering, like, what if it's just in my head, right? What if they're not doing all that? Well, the fact that you're thinking all these thoughts and stuff, they're essentially doing it. because you should have never been in scenarios where people can make you feel that way in the first place. I literally got gaslit, and this is from a whole different person that I have less of all this conflict going on with. I literally got gaslit back into a connection with someone because they literally told me that, like, forgot what I was saying, but pretty much that everything I was thinking was like ridiculous. And I was like, okay, I'll just like give you more time, I guess. But no, yeah. Okay, so that's what I have for you. What you can see out of this karmic scenario, what's going on for you, that you have these fears now, that what you thought is right is suddenly wrong. And again, a lot of it has to do with the karmic connection, genuinely putting out energy that makes you feel that way. And that is not your fault, and you are in the right here, with the Judgment card being the very first card. And then, this being a general reading, some of you are that other person, the one that I'm venting about, you know? And others of you where you're not that person, don't worry. I don't have like animosity towards you. I actually can show a lot more understanding and be a lot more there. Because I wasn't the one that got hurt at that point. So, but anyways, so for those of you that you are the person that did the gaslighting, you are the person that took this power away from the other to gaslight them, and now you're having anxiety, worried about doing all that, you know, questioning, who am I? Why do I do these things? You know, and for you, the best I can say right now, since I'm not in a place where I really want to defend every single person right now, but I still do that anyways because that's who I am. Anyways, you're figuring it out. You'll figure it out, and this energy will clear. So, let's get to the other person. What's going on with the other person? What's going to, you know, how's this playing out karmically for them with this connection? So they've got the Star card. They've got Hope. The Emperor card. I'm getting a number of things now. So I'm getting like, obviously, I'm very focused in on a specific scenario, even though some of you listening, this karmic thing is a good thing. And it's more like you are like in a new stage with someone, and you, like a crush, for example, and you want to know what their thoughts are, but you're both shy. You're getting to know it. You know, I'm seeing the other messages, but I just really want to focus on this one because this is where I'm at. But I'm getting with the other person that spirit is basically wanting to shift this in a new direction. That literally now what I'm getting is that that person, the people that aren't full of love and light, and of course not to cast out any shadow energies. We all have shadowy energy. I'm all about it. But anyways, those scenarios that wronged you, literally what goes on with them is that they just don't exist in your world anymore. See that? Like, see how good these cards are? It's like now Spirit is wanting to focus on that was the shadow side to the karma, basically. The shadow side of what's going on in your karmic connection is with the bad stuff, basically. And with the things that don't serve you, that you're saying goodbye. And when coming to that other part of it, Spirit is just like, we already know. They just, what is their fate? They're gone from your world, pretty much, so to speak. You know? For those of you who want that at this point. If you don't necessarily want that, obviously you probably didn't want it to begin with, but maybe by how everything went and how they treated you through the whole thing, it's like that's why you have so much pain and conflict, because you don't want that, but for your own sake and your own self-worth, you're like, but I do want that. I do want this person just gone now, because it's like, how could they do this? But they've built up all this attachment and commitment with me that now I'm attached and I love them or whatever, and I like, how could I want them gone? You know, all of that. Anyways, this other situation now is actually wanting to meet you. There is a new energy. There's hope for you. This karmic scenario connected to you. There is someone out there that actually carries real hope about how to come forward in a very honest, direct way. The Emperor is a direct energy, straight shot forward, you know? And I actually have the back of the card of the deck showing Six of Cups. This is a real, equal, loving connection. A connection that feels the same way, that cherishes you the same way, and will share that feeling with you mutually and honestly. I don't know who this energy is, but it's a real energy here. And it's most likely not all of whatever I was venting about earlier. The Nine of Cups is a wish come true. You are, the karma thing, I'm getting it now. This is about the person that's about to enter your life, or about the situation that's about to enter your life. I know what this is about for me. This is probably job opportunity for one. I'll get into that in a future video if everything goes well today, but I'll let you all know later. But basically, this scenario, person or place or whatever, is really happy. Not that this painful stuff happened to you, but that now there's room for this thing, you know? For example, if you lost a partner basically broke up with you. This is a good thing for someone else out there, because someone else out there who's basically going to treat you way better is going to show up. That's no excuse for the person who didn't treat you better. I genuinely believe, like, with how much you put out there and how much effort you put to really understand others, people should be willing to make that same effort for you. It's not like you want people to change for you. Like, you love people how they are. You accept people for who they are. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. This is someone who genuinely, like, can treat you better and wants to and will actually, like, put forth that energy, you know? Literally, the Nine of Cups, it's literally what you've been actually asking for. You are who they've been asking for, perhaps their whole life, just like you. Because again, Six of Cups, they feel the same as you. So those of you out there, if you've been looking for stuff like this your entire life and you've known it, and you've been pretty clear and open-hearted about it, maybe not always out to the world, but always at least somewhere deep down about it with yourself, this is someone that's just like that. This is someone who's a real match to your energy. Someone who's a real kind person that is going to bring out the best of you. For those of you who are like, I'm not kind, I did all these terrible things in this karmic situation. Let's face it, that was this situation bringing out, in every way they could, the worst in you. That's not really your fault, is it? You probably already beat yourself up enough over the worst being brought up or whatever about you, and like acting out on it and reacting in, like, let's say, unhealthy ways or hurtful or harmful, you know, whatever. But, like, let's face it, that's not really your fault. So, and what this person is also having, though, with all this is that time. Maybe they haven't met you yet, or maybe they don't see how they can come forward with this to you quite yet. So for those of you who are like, well, where are they? Or where's this situation? Because maybe it's not clear to you quite yet. The one drawback with all this of where they are at right now is they're stuck. That they have yet to either meet you. They just literally haven't gotten the chance to meet you yet. And the moment they do, they are gonna be there. They are gonna really step up and show you that what you were asking for was real all along. That you deserve real support. Real support. Everything's just gonna come together again. I feel like those of you listening, you will come out of this on top. I always do, personally. I feel like a lot of you listening, you know this feeling, right? Where you don't feel like you're coming out on top, but you just do. But then the scenario tries to make you feel like you lost and that you came out on bottom or whatever. Or whatever. I don't know. This is all sounding weird, but literally, you are the last one standing. You win. You win. You do. And life has a funny way of making it seem like you're not, even though you very clearly are. That's called gaslighting. That's called manipulators. There are manipulators out there in the world, forces out there, in the universe that do attempt to manipulate you. But there are real forces that are a big, perhaps the true essence of the universe, which is love, which is unconditional. Anyone that conditionally treats you good with love or whatever, that's not unconditional love, and therefore it's not really the essence of love. Just saying. And that doesn't mean you are perfect or that love is, or that you have to be perfect, or that has to be perfect, that it's always never going to mess up, and that anyone who's messed up now, that's proof that, because I can see people trying to gaslight you again into saying that, you didn't love them right. All those times you got hurt and expressed it openly, and that hurt me, that's not love, and it's like, yes, it is actually. You are loving yourself enough to hurt openly about it, But anyways, given all of that there are real forces out there in the universe that do try to manipulate you into thinking that you're losing, there are also real forces in the universe, again, perhaps the biggest, that is really just love, that wants the best for you, that is always on your side. You know how you just, at the end of the day, you still feel like someone out there is just empathizing with you. You just feel like that the universe is not like this. The universe cares about you. Why would it create stuff where you get to exist just to make you feel insignificant? Why would it? So you're just like, I don't believe it. So what you do believe, perhaps, is that love is real. What you wish out of life can and will happen, that it is possible, that what you've been dreaming about, So give this time, give this situation patience, because it looks like it's just a matter of time. If you continue to hold your ground with what you know is right about everything here, and you don't budge on what you know is true, you've let a lot of things go that were very clearly not for you. Now there's a few nearby ones that will really try to convince you to stick with them. Let them go. Let them go. That's what I'm getting. You might not exactly want to, because it's like you really care about these other things or people or resources even. Let them go. You're good. And you might recognize that it's a bit of an illusion. You might have thought you still had some other assets, but then it turns out, nope, the person or the job or whatever took it, froze your access to that or whatever. So you'll realize there's no point in sitting there and trying to figure out how to make them reappear when they can't, these resources. So let it go. What is your best advice? Some of you are afraid, perhaps, that Nine of Swords, that this could open up the opportunity for this new person or this new dream scenario to come in. You're afraid you might mess that up somehow. Let's get your advice on that. Is that really Knight of Swords? Honestly, your advice is, this isn't happening far, far away. This is happening now. If you show courage right now, charge forward, whether this is, even if it's about something different, even if it's what you charge forward right now is about that you're going to take care of yourself, or that you're going to go to that job interview, right? Or whatever this opportunity is, even if it's not romance related, charge forward like it is, because you're going to get there. I swear, like, Knight of Swords is basically saying it. And I feel it. I feel like there's a lot of you out there that a lot of this reading was more just like something different, that you don't have a lot of these harsh things happening to you. But I think those of you that are like that, you have people in your life as the Ten of Pentacles who are there. You can be one of those people that are supportive of someone and they feel alone now. They feel like they've lost all their support, but they know, and the reason why they feel alone is they deep down know that you, for those of you who feel like you have a friend going through something, they know that you are a part of this. And whether you're one of these coins on the outside that will fall off, or if you're the coin on the inside that sticks with them, that is going to be dependent on how good of a listener you were, basically. How much, like, did you show consistent support that was meaningful to the person, that stuck with the person? If it's, because there's a lot of you out there that could be like, I gave them support, I never let them down. And it's like, yeah? Is that how that feels to the person? Did it carry on with them? Because if it did, they would hold on to it, wouldn't they? And if they didn't, that's not your fault. Anyways, I know that's getting very jumbled. It's just because I know with every reading, there are so many different readings, which is why I like personal readings. If you get personal readings, then generally, first, you can tell me your situation. Second, even if you want to not get too caught up, if you don't want to give too many details, the reading gets a lot more likely of whatever it's about with you. I can tune in to specific things that are outside of mine. I'm gonna find a way to make it relate to me, because I think that's the beauty of readings. And not every reader's like that. There are a lot of people who are able to detach about what their scenario is and really just get whatever the reading is, and they don't know why. They're like, I have no idea where this is coming from, but here's the message. And where it's coming from is you. They're picking up on your energy, and they're reading just you and you alone. Something very magical about that. And at the end of the day, I think they still relate on some level, but they're really able to make it about the readers or about the audience. Someone who's just on my mind about that, absolutely, Mystic Moon. I love her. I love Angela. She's one of my best friends. Hold on, I dropped these cards. So these two cards came out together. Look at that. Like parallels. Wow. We got the Knight of Cups and the Death card. So yeah, when it comes to romance and love, and it's another knight. Look at this. To me, what I'm getting is that at the core of how you're about to meet someone really special is that you've gone through a lot of transformation. This person has also gone through a lot of transformation too. I feel like if it's someone who truly wants to be there for you and stuff, they're gonna do it. This is your signal from the universe. For those of you, maybe you have known that about this kind of, some of you, you're this person, and you don't know where this other person, in essence, me, or those of you, I don't know, whoever this is about, you don't know where they're at. This is my message to you. There's a very good chance that things have ended in their journey. Those of you who are in a third-party scenario, if you're wondering where that person's at, it's no longer three-party situation, or at least it's starting to untangle to not be like that. So this might be a really good time to make that choice. And for those of you who are wondering and hoping if there's maybe for example, a secret admirer, let's say that secret admirer doesn't come forward and it's not this person. This is still someone who exists. This could be someone who, again, with that Seven of Pentacles, hasn't met you yet. Whoever this turns out to be, I'm excited. I'm excited for all of you out there. Yeah, personally, for those of you who wonder what I'm wondering about this, I do hope it's someone that I do know, someone very specific. But I'm also just I don't know, that person's made it really, really clear that I don't know. we have no communication. But you never know. You really never know. Sometimes people really do surprise you. But yeah, at the core of all this is transformation. So you are charging forward here, see? And someone is coming forward with an offer from a place of real growth, from a place of real experience. They really experienced the change. It wasn't easy. It was very painful. Their own journey of death and rebirth was painful, but they give thanks to death. They give gratitude and thanks to their experiences for those they've lost, for the parts of themselves that they feel have died and that the new person they've become. They give thanks to themselves. There's just so much love here and just like gratitude. So it's like, I really believe someone's coming forward to you with communication, or you're charging ahead and you're gonna just somehow meet that person. And this is gonna be different. This is gonna be a new love with a scenario or with a person, for those of you that this is romance based, that really treats you truly how you've always wanted to be treated, with kindness, with all of your real dreams and wishes coming true, all of them. So much gentle support and open and direct love. Super direct, very like nurturing, real supportive, really wise and knowledgeable and on your level of understanding. That's a big one. And a strong go-getter with communication, just like you expressed, just like you demonstrated in your past connections, your past relationships, whatever you want to call it, your past life lessons. You demonstrated like courage by getting through it all. So I feel like this is coming up really soon for you. If I were to put a time on it, Gemini season or further, let's get a real accurate message. And if it's a major arcana, then that says this is going to be varying for all of you. It's the Eight of Cups. It might be dependent on how soon you walk away emotionally. And you can't really rush that. Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups often go out together. They're like a pair to me. But I'm also getting this is Cancer season, which is the next season, water. So this is happening. I think sometime in the next 2 months, you will have moved on, and you'll either be at a place where you're just ready to focus on yourself for a while, and then somewhere down the road. But I get with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Death card, and let's just grab another few cards for that clarifier. Seven of Cups, Two of Swords. I feel like now it's getting more murky because it's like there's going to be times where you're confused, you're stuck, you're undecided, you don't know. So I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out a prediction there. You're gonna meet this person relatively soon, or you already know who this person is, but you're very unsure or confused about it, and you don't know what decision to make about it, because especially if it's someone that you think it is, if it's who you think it is, then you know that you can't know. You're just so like backwards, and like, then why does it have to be that person? But also it would turn out to be really sweet in the end if they really did step up, and if you were right and that the love was real all along, right? Who doesn't deserve that? Who doesn't deserve it that the love was real all along? We deserve love to have been real all along, don't we? So I sense a lot of confusion coming up with this situation, but also vice versa to that. For those of you who don't want to be stuck on something like that, then it could be that you do meet the person very, very soon in physical form and they're ready to go, and you get confused by it because you're like, I don't know, so many things could happen. They could turn out to be tricking me. This could be a trick, But Knight of Pentacles is on the back here. I'm just going to take that card out. We got like all the knights. other than the fire one. This is real. This is a real offer. We got the Page of Pentacles with the Justice card. To me, the Page of Pentacles is the offer card, like presenting you a tangible offer. Like, this is someone who wants to give you something fair. The universe is like, you deserve good things. You deserve this to be right and fair for you. I think justice is on your side. I do. So, yay! That's the reading. I know it was a really long one, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I feel like, and for me, like, I really want to believe in this reading. And I really want to believe, obviously, I have that Nine of Swords going on. I have a lot of fear and uncertainty. But I, have hope that this is happening and that probably by Cancer season, and maybe even sooner with it being 8 of Cups down to the 7 of Cups. Like, I feel like what this is also saying, putting the cards together, is that you're moving on from things that brought you all this confusion. You're moving on from things that brought you all this stuck, indecisive energy where you feel like you don't know what's happening and you can't decide because you don't get to know what's going on or whatever. Like, you're moving on from all of that. You're walking away from it. And that's going to provide you the Knight of Pentacles. Again, that offer is going to come in slowly but surely. It's going to be a very gradual, like, you won't, like, this person will just, like, sort of, like, sneak into your life, like, whoop, just subtly, just very subtle with that Knight of Pentacles. Because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow and steady, careful energy. So this person's going to carefully make their way to you. But they're for real, and they're going to be direct, even if they're slow and steady. And they're not necessarily just going to be really slow, just their introduction, their entrance into your world. But once they're there, I think it's going to get going. Things are going to start moving forward fast. What is the speed, with them being there? The Two of Cups. Yeah, you just come together. It just happens. So I feel like it's just going to be really fast once they slowly get here. I know. I wish it was just all like right now, but hey, there's a lot going on right now. You need this time to soul search and to heal and to believe it. And it's going to make you feel that much better when the right things happen for you. I know for myself, maybe, and a lot of you possibly included, that what you're frustrated about is that that you're ultimately going to win and come out on top of this scenario, but you hate that you had to go through looking like you weren't, or that you got to hurt about it and get gaslit into feeling like you suck or whatever, feeling like you suck, when you're going to feel better eventually, hopefully, and that most likely, life is just going to like bring you the right stuff for you, and you're like, what? But genuinely, when it all happens, oh yeah, you're going to feel really good. And you are starting to feel good. But yeah, I get it. Like, we need time to process that. I feel like you are going to figure out how to feel better about your situation, kind of on your own even, and as time moves forward. And yeah, I feel like since we didn't even get the energy of like the people who hurt you, they're going to be left in the dust. They're part of old energy. They're part of that death card. Like, honestly, yeah, like, that's what I know. I know this. Doesn't mean I'm not going to pull a card on it, though. I'm still going to pull a card. And they didn't leave you. No matter how much they try to make you feel that way, you left. You walked away. And they might have pretty much forced it, not giving you a choice. They might even try to spin it around that they were doing you a favor. No, they weren't. They're treating you just terribly. And even with their final act of kindness, no. That is not how you do it at all. there are ways to be a kind-hearted person and to tell someone that, like, it's time we split up or whatever. Like, there's so much more ways to be a real supportive person and to leave. They didn't do that for you. They did it to hurt you. No matter what they're going to say later. Like, no, I was doing this because I know they deserve better. No. That's excuses for why they got to hurt you like that. So like, well, then I'm not going to treat you better because you're going to meet someone, right? So let's do this. It's like, that's not how that works. Anyways, yeah, hope you all enjoyed. It was an hour-long reading, so I know this might be way too long for some people out there, but to me, this is like, yeah, this is the reading. I genuinely want to keep going, but I don't know. I'm like, maybe I lost people. So if any of you made it all the way through this video, I'd appreciate if you let me know in the comments. Literally with I watched the whole reading. Thank you. This resonated. Or just whatever your thoughts, like, you know, any friends out there, if you want to say hi. I know I haven't been on social media really a whole lot, or YouTube really specific, but I promise I will be back. I think a lot of you can piece together what's happened in my life that's giving me the free time to be here. But yeah, I'll be back soon, everyone. Really. I really care about this channel. I literally got gaslit into thinking that my own channel is stupid, that my own username is stupid, that I'm unimportant and like this and this and that. My own diary. Like, why? Why? And it's like, I get it. That can happen when you put so much of yourself out there publicly. But yeah, no. I really care about you guys. I really care about my channel. I really care about myself and my diary. Honestly, my channel is my diary. I put so much out here, but I also try to keep it like PG or whatever, G rated for the kids, for anyone out there, you know? But yeah. That's all for now. Maybe down the road I'll do like a really long, like 2-hour reading or something. I really want to be honest. And yeah, I love you all. I'm wishing you all the best. This is so funny because trust me guys, I'm not like a saint or whatever. Like I really lashed out with this situation going on in my life. I just wouldn't want you guys to know all the really, really hurtful things that I like said and did. But as you can see, there's a lot of reason. But yeah, I'm going to let you all go now, and I will be back soon. I really, really will this time. I know I've told you all that in the past, and I've been gone for over 2 years pretty much. But yeah, everything's coming full circle. I genuinely care about this channel, and something that bothered me through my relationship was how much I didn't have the time to do this channel anymore. How much of it got taken away from me. How much I felt put down about this channel unintentionally from the person, and in other ways very much intentionally. But yeah, I'll see you all later. All right, take care.